The only way to become undeniable in character. Now, the only way you'll become undeniable is if you refuse to make an excuse on the execution of maximizing your daily energetic expenditures to the degree you know you can, to maximize yourself every day and to apply yourself in the most diligent of mannerisms to life. The only way you'll become inevitable and undeniable is if you truly decide to maximize your energy expenditure to the maximum of degree every fucking day until you compound into a formidable primordial God who reflects this energetic maximization in every single endeavor that he conquers. And so the energy expenditure is the physical, the mental, and the financial. To take a step on every degree in every area of life every day, and then to compound this into a formidable primordial God who never excused himself out of the responsibility of mastering himself and conquering his life. So you have to understand that being undeniable is a character trait, and you have to cultivate this by compounding yourself and disciplining yourself at the highest degree. And so most people seek to put their time and energy into something to hopefully create an outcome. What you're doing is creating an outcome by being so undeniable in the pursuit of that it's already there. You're just time collapsing it at this fucking point. Because we have to understand that people say they want to do this and they want to accomplish this, but the low qualities of their mind seeps into their goal and then blockades them from ever reaching and attaining what the fuck they set forth to create through their action. And so what you do when you maximize every single fucking energy expenditure every single fucking day is what you're basically doing is saying, I'm going to complete this task. It is already completed, and now I'm going to set forth the action needed to create this as a tangible outcome. And so people have these low qualities that navigate them and detour them away from their goals. And so what we're doing is we're ensuring that we never step off of the path of achieving our goal. And so therefore you time collapse your goal. Your goal is there. Now you just have to set forth the action needed. And so most of you guys say you're doing your best, but in all fucking reality, your work ethic is shit and you reflect some bitch when you set forth the trajectory of moving towards that goal and completing it. And so what you have to understand is that your best is not the best. Because if someone put a gun to your head while you said you were doing your best, well, I'm 100% fucking sure that you would execute at a higher level than your best. And so what we have to truly understand is that you have lied yourself and limited yourself into this box, and you are now confined to the limitation of your best. But in all actuality, you do not know your fucking best. And so when you maximize every single energy expenditure every fucking day, you're revealing to yourself the best. And so it's not about trying your best. It's about simply shutting the fuck up and demanding to maximize yourself in the endeavor. And so you're not thinking of the best or your best. You're simply maximizing yourself in the endeavor. And through the action you undertake, you reveal to yourself the best. And so most of you guys, you choose to disintegrate and decay through time. You guys say you want to accomplish this, but you're a couch potato, you're jerking off to porn, and you're going to die in inevitable failure. And you were undeniable in denying yourself access to the goals that would have fulfilled your soul and reflected something higher quality and emanated something higher quality into existence. And so the same way you can become undeniable in accomplishing your fucking goal is the same way you are undeniable in being a lost soul. And so we have to truly understand and comprehend the velocity of, because you guys always seek to wonder why you can't execute yourself at such a high degree, but the flawless execution of remaining a bitch, low-level piece of shit, disintegrating, deteriorating, low-level fuck is so easy to you that you don't understand that you are a master at failure and you are succeeding at the highest degree at being a failure. And so what you have to do is reverse yourself, because you are existing in an inverted state of consciousness. Instead of propelling and accumulating momentum and pursuing your goals and moving forward through time and progressing as an individual, you are a master at failing and contorting, distorting, and moving backwards, being a abhorrent individual, decaying, and sequencing yourself in reverse. And so you are a master at being a failure. So what you have to do is look in the mirror and confront that bitch. And then what you have to do is look at the habits that create such a low quality piece of shit. And then we realize that what you put your time and energy into is a reflection of your personal creation. You are your creation. Your character is a direct reflection of what you put your time and energy into. And what you put your time and energy into is synthesizing your character. And so what you synthesize is what you are producing. And so you are producing the character that you now exist as. And so your character is a direct reflection of what you put your time and energy into, aka your habits. And your habits reflect your mental state and inhabit your mind. And so the reason you are a low-level bitch is because you inhabit qualities like addiction, sloth, envy, and you pollute your soul from ever ascending above. And then you rob yourself and invalidate your ability to conquer the resistance of overcoming and perpetuating yourself on a trajectory that is going to unfold a higher quality individual through the brute force of choosing to do what the fuck sucks, but is what it's going to pay off in the end. And so every day we demonstrate what the fuck you should do. We never miss a everyday fucking workout, 3 times a day, every fucking day, maximum intensity. We never miss a macro count, maximum replenishment. We're not just being a idiot. We are calculating and moving through time as diligently and effectively as possible. You have to understand that we are never missing a page in the book. We are upgrading our mind, and we are never missing a day of the content. We are never missing the 3 a.m. wake up. And every day we are demonstrating what the fuck you need to do to become the best individual. And we are never biting the fruit of temptation to fall back into what is going to keep us in a cycle of a low-level piece of shit. And so what you have to do is look in the mirror and confront your character and realize that you have produced that, take accountability for that pussy, and do some shit to fix some shit. And then the moment you take accountability and point the finger at yourself, you now have the nobility, and well, if you are coherent in your soul, you'll have the necessary intention to intend to create a better individual. And this intention must be constricting your mind to the point where the action is a must. If you don't take action, you will die a bitch, and your entire bloodline will remember you as a failure. And so what you have to do is really confront that pussy in the mirror and do some shit to fix some shit before you die a low-level bitch that occupied space and deleteriously produced a low-quality individual through low-quality habits that inhabited their mental state to reflect a low-quality piece of shit emanation of a bitch of what the fuck to never be in life. And so you have to understand that what you put your time and energy into is synthesizing and producing the mental state that you will inhabit. And the mental state that you inhabit is going to actualize and synthesize into tangible action, which is reeling your life, rowing the boat of your life in a specific trajectory. And so you wake up and you disintegrate all the lower qualities that reflect low quality habits. You amplify and increase all the positive habits, and you double down on them. And then here you are now moving forward in a different trajectory. And so the power of personal development will lead you to outcomes you didn't know you could even accomplish, because you're not waking up attached to the outcome. You're simply waking up to maximize yourself at the highest of degrees, and then allowing this emanation of powerful synergy, the accumulation of all your positive habits, the accumulation of all the action you strive to take every single day, and then you allow this to reflect into your existence, and then you perpetuate this on an infinite cycle until you fucking die. And that is the only path of life. And so most of you guys exist in a state of neuroses. Your brain is programmed for you to die a bitch. And so what you should do is ingrain the message into your soul, and then understand that if you don't change, you will die a failure. And every ancestor that has came before you, God himself will look down at you with a frown and realize that you are a waste of unlived potential. And every day you had the potency, the life, life is life force, the potency, the potential energy to synergize the accumulation of positive habits, a positive mental state, a positive action to a positive trajectory to create something positive for existence instead of stagnating in comfort and being a slave until you fucking die to addiction, to being places and spaces you don't want to be, and understand that the resistance of conquering that which is seeking to deplete you through time is truly what's going to allow you to move through life fulfilled and coherent, cohesive as one, as a whole individual, no matter your situation. And through the development and the compounding of self, you will surely but slowly compound into something more than you are. So most are okay with stagnating and dying and remaining and decaying in the same position they were born in. And if that is you, will stay there, remain there, and suffer in your inadequacy as you reverberate and postulate your arrogance, seeping through your vessel, manifesting as fat on your body. What we have to understand is that every day you have the actualized potential, you actually exist, you have the life force to do something more about that bitch in the mirror. And if you don't, well, you have to understand that it was your choice to remain there. And so choose wisely, because you only live fucking once. And don't be an arrogant bitch, because you will die that shit and you will be a waste of unlived potential knowing you could have done more. Peace!